Welcome back to the video series. Here I'm going to be showing you how to use the range validator. So in order to use the range validator, let's delete the previous validation controls that we have on the web page. Let's drag the range validator to the side of the text box. I'll tell you what it does. The range validator makes sure that the data entered by the user are in a given range. So if you specify that the user cannot enter a number lower than 10 and higher than 100, so the data must obey those rules or the user will get an error. So you can specify an upper limit and a lower limit. So that's the way it works. So if we configure the range validators for this text box, so what I'm going to do is select it and go to the control to validate. Here the control to validate is the text box username, so let's use that. Control to validate will be the text box username, and we can set the the maximum value to be 100 and the minimum value to be 10. And remember, because we check in integers, we have to check the data type, otherwise you'll be getting funny errors. So we want to check the data type to be integer. So let's try that and see how it goes. So this is the one that we're validating. If I enter 12, it's between 10 and 100, I shouldn't get an error. But if I should enter 120, because that is greater than 100, I get an error because sorry, I forgot to configure the error message, but you get the point. So that's the easy way to use the range validator. So if I drag another range validator here, we can use it to check the text box password text field. So let's use that to validate the text box password. And what I want to show you is you can also set the data type to be date. This is really cool, but because I live in the UK, and this is what you must understand, because if you live anywhere you live, you have to set your date and time to match that format. For example, here I want to say the date must be between the 6th of November 2008. That's the maximum value, and the minimum value is the 6th of June. Minimum value is June 6, 2008. If you live in America and you're watching this video, you definitely have, this is not the way you write the date in America. So America, they write the month first, then the day, then the year. In UK we write the day, the month, and the year. So the date must be between these two values. If I should enter anything that is not between these two values, then I'm going to get an error. So let's try that, between 6th June to 6th of November. So okay, so this is the field. So if I should enter the 6th of May 05 2008, I should get an error. Yes, I got an error. But if I should enter 7 or 8, because it's within June and November, I'm not going to get an error because the date format is correct. So not only that you can use it to validate dates, you should also be aware that the date that you enter must be in the format that your computer is set to, because the Visual Studio runtime can actually understand the time format that is on your computer. So That is the way to use the validation control. Remember to set the control to validate and the error message. Very important. You can set this display to be static, none, or dynamic, just like we did in the previous videos. And yes, the last bit, not the last bit, but another thing I want to show you is the validation summary, because I still have some time. What the validation summary is, and I promised I was going to show you the last time, it concentrates your errors in one place, so you can have all your errors in one place. Let's do something. Let me just type garbage in there. Can you see you have your validation summary displaying all your errors at the bottom? So that means you can actually set the display for these two validation controls to none. So this one I'll set it to none, so you don't get the error beside it, and that one as well I'll set it to none. So that means when we run our application, we get all the error message in one place. And the reason why that is good is because it allows your user to focus on one of them must have obeyed the rule. Let me just put input 1, right? So now you get your error message in one place, and if you have 10 errors, the user just look at the bottom and read on the 10 errors to see what you've done wrong, instead of having the errors flying all over your web page. So that is the use of the validation summary. And the validation summary has a very cool property called, I'll show you in a minute. It's called the show message box property. So if you set the show message box property to true, you get like you know, the JavaScript message box, you get one of those that pops up, so which is very cool. I'm going to show you what that does in a minute. So let's run the application, and let's input a very bad data. This one we input 1, and this one we input something that is not a date format. So when we click on send, we get this cool message box that tells us about the error. So that is very good, and we also get the error at the bottom here. So anyway, I hope you find this video interesting. If you do, go ahead, add some validation controls and play about with them. If you have any questions, I've always repeated this so many times, if you have any questions, leave me a comment on the blog and I will definitely get back to you. Thank you for watching.